Hey you guys, Alan Sawtelle here, wish you a early Christmas. Now, I notice I haven't reviewed a lot of movies on the stuff recently, or maybe it's because I'm on a creative burnout, because, there's always a burnout for content creators, essentially, but, as you know, I'm doing the best I can to keep myself going, even though I am kind of a little tired about it, but still, it's really fun. That said, I want to talk about something that has a lot of people always talking about on the internet. Something that always goes on to a lot of things, and something that we always watch every year, at Christmas. And I'm going to show you. Yeah. I don't know if anyone else has done it, but I know a lot of people did it, but I'm going to do my own version. Yes. Rankin Entertainment is the place that everyone seems to watch every year, time and time again, every Christmas time, everywhere. Now, even my family still watches these Rankin Bass specials, including myself, because let me tell you, it is a really special part of everybody's history. They particularly look in so many stop motion animated movies that they still even make an impact this day. And to be honest, I think Disney's Nightmare Before Christmas totally about the Marvel stuff because I don't know what other kind of that's it. But anyway, I'm saying that this is really a big part of this amazing history. It was started on September 14th, 1960, which is 60 years ago to this very day, founded by Arthur Rankin Jr. and Jules Bass. Yes. It's sort of as Videocraft International. The majority of the work is all animagic stop motion productions that they created in Tokyo, Japan. Yes. Fun fact. That is just a big surprise. Yes. Japan is known for these Pokemon cards, as well as the shiny Pokemon card. Which I have a special shiny eel. Ta-da! My own shiny Charizard Pokemon card. There's a lot of people say this is one of a fortune, so I'm keeping the seal. You may not know what happens. Yeah. So with that said, how is it possible to describe the history of the Rankin Bass and how everything that's always been the way it is and how it's made such a huge impact? Well, you can thank Wikipedia for that. Yeah, Wikipedia. That's all the information. And have at the palm of your hands. I know my kind of pictonology, and said what I don't know what kind of pick when you talk about Wikipedia for. Yeah. Well, as you know about the output, they have made a lot these over the years. The first project that they ever did was a television series called The New Adventures of Pinocchio. No. In 1960. Right. This was the first production that was made in animagic. And actually, it was kind of a nice thing to start off because careful on what put in there because that's a pretty surprising man. The next thing they did was The Tales of Oz in 1961, a television series, which is called. This is surprising me good. But then in 1964, they made a little hint that will soon become the big surprise for everyone around the world, and that, of course, is Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Now, this was the first one that hit the big screen, kind of little big, it was the very first special that was surprise to the whole world, and everyone enjoyed it. It was an adaptation of the Robert R. Mays 1949 story, and the 1949 song, the same name. Name. The movie is narrated by a singer named Paul Ives. Eyes. And honestly, when you hear both eyes as the snowman, you'll get the feels. You get the wonderful feels of how that's sure we'll start off. Of the characters Rudolph, homie, and all the others, they have a lot of this, and I always watch it every year with my mom on Christmas. It's really a fantastical special and has a lot of feels and all the great joys of and both eyes playing Sam the Snowman is again and he even does all the singing himself. He has a lot. It's like have a holiday jolly Christmas or silver and gold and all like with stuff. The success of the special has went to numerous specials as the as, in fact, last year on its 55th anniversary, the special went out on Freeform, part of the 25 Days of Christmas, and it continued on CBS under a separate license for with Universal. Anyway, the success of has went to numerous Christmas specials, and shows in the future ahead. That's what was Quick Out the Huff with a live action prologue by Danny Thomas. It was an animation from TCJ in 1967, followed by The Mouse on the Mayflower, told by Tennessee Only, or then animated by Toei Animation in 1968. But then in 1968, another special was really entertaining, premiering on December 19, 1968, The Little Drummer Boy. Now, I had to say, when I was watching this growing up, I didn't know what to feel about this, but it was the telling of Jesus Christ and all that. Also from a little perspective of a boy named Aaron. It's kind of a weird way of saying, who has a drum, and all the animals dance to it. But then one night, his parents get killed, and he's really angry by hating all humanity. But as the series goes on, he then follows a stall, probably doing it at the end of the special, and he follows it all the way to Abraham. Now, as the little sheep gets hold, but they don't know who the house up. They think the baby get help. But then when Aaron sees the little baby, maybe it's so incredible, so emotional, something that's so particularly amazing. Aaron walks on to him. He has no gift to bring to him or his parents, but then decides to play on the drum. As a sign of gratitude, the sheep is healed, and Aaron's heart fills with joy, realizing the hatred he had was won. It was so emotional. I totally watched the special all just for the ending. It's really powerful and really a great thing to end it on. This was something more than this was something that left an impact. It was amazing and downright genius hands. I was emotional about it. But as it was narrated by Greer Garson, who, fun fact, also starred in the Campobello Island movie Sunrise in Campobello, which I totally recommend it. But who wants to see more about my island's history? So how to keep this spicy thing going? Mad Monster Party, which was released a year prior on March 8, 1967. It had Boris Karloff as Baron Boris von Frankenstein, and that's really a cool name. And also had Phyllis Stiller as the monster's maid. And what do I think about that? I kind of find it entertaining, because, I mean, think about it. Wait, this was the very first motion picture that they ever created before. In the fall. I mean, they put a lot of effort to this movie. I mean, all of the monsters and songs they created. And it has a 70% of on to. It's really impressive, and it will also inspire another director to make his own movie about monsters living together. No, the man behind Dexter's Lab, you may say. Yeah, this was the inspiration I think this is kind of an inspiration to Hotel Transylvania for some reasons. So, yeah. No. Then in 1969, we were given Frosty the Snowman, and I loved watching this one going. I was well. I always pretend I was watching for Frosty. I was doing all that, watching up and down. Now for this special, as an ultimate motion production, handling the animation with supervision by Hanna-Barbera employee Yakaso Steve Nakawa. It was based on the 1950 song on the same name on that Jack on this. The personal play Frosty was played by comedian Jackie Omen, and the narrated for this was from the great Jimmy Durante, which fun fact was his last production before he retired, and boy did Wicked Pass had a good time animating him. I mean, they got it to be a lot of something. The crooked nose, the little squinty eyes, and don't. That is it's just kind of a funny way to know how much. As Professor Hinkle, he was a hilarious person. His character actor. He was played by Billy D. Of the way he has his funny expressions and all that. That cookie crazy. And when he's told, he goes home and writes, "I am sorry of what I did 100 million times to my kids." Because hilarious. And I always wondered, did it took him a year to make that list? I just don't know how. It's just hilarious the way it is. But anyway, Frosty the Snowman in general, it's a really great special. It has a lot of heart and a lot of songs and a lot of comedy. It's kind of a nice plan if it has to do something like that. Then in December 14th, 1978, we were given Santa Claus is Coming to Town, which was, of course, is based on another Christmas hit at the same name. And, well, this is a kind of surprising, and I kind of like the special except with the dun 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 music that always keeps playing when always goes through a commercial. And of course, there's one scene where the main character's eyes go big and then shrinking, and I find that really creepy. But they all making that. And now this here tells the story of Santa Claus. Narrated to us by a special Jewish man named S.D. Klugel, which you don't know how S.D. is, and he's voiced by the great dancer, singer, and choreographer of our time, Fred Astaire. Now, is how in a gloomy place called Sawtelle, it is ruled by an ill-tempered Bürgermeister Meisterburger. Seriously, how did it's crazy? It's the news. And then so there's a boy named Chris Kringle, who was abandoned as a child, but then is brought up by the Tata Kringle and Professor Kringle. He grows up to be a man, now voiced by Mickey Rooney, which I agree there's no one here, and we'll get to him later. His name is an obstacle named Richard Warlock, played by Keaton Wynn, who then becomes a good guy. And Miss Jessica, who will later be known as Mrs. Claus, as she's voiced by Robbie Lester. And Burgermeister Meisterburger is voiced by Paul Frees, and you'll get to see him on display. That's just like, come on. So, but that said, how can I describe this special in one word? Subtle. I just don't know if that, but anyway, the way that this special, the sound feels and the chills of the, it's really special and people still watch it, and a lot of people still watch it. Then a year later, in 1971, they made their first Easter television special, Here Comes Peter Cottontail. And it has the voices of JDK as Seymour S. Sassafras, Redson Price as Genevieve Irontail, and of course Casey Kasem from the Scooby-Doo franchise playing the title character Peter Cottontail. Now, this was a special that was not based on a song. It was actually based on a novel called The Easter Bunny That Overslept. And let me tell you, I was always afraid of this, especially when I was a little kid. No joke. And then every time my Iota goes like that, then I will close my eyes, praying that he's going to eat my soul. And tell him that pizza place can really do us my thing about that. And I'm not gonna lie, he's really terrifying actor every time he. But there's something about Price that he plays feeling so well, and it kind of gets creepy on hits. On the other hand, we have Casey Kasem, who is really good as Peter Hartnell. Because as you know him with Shaggy from Scooby-Doo, he has a lot of goopy charm to him. Yeah. But of course, as we know for Peter, he oversleeps, and Iota becomes the chief Easter Bunny by, no joke, leaving only one egg to a hobo man. I mean, just think about it. He tried to get. Iota tries to give the eggs to children, but they say no, and a good thing too, because there's no way he could kill or sell egg, and with egg public weapon for his benefits in price. So Peter seems about on this, but then he meets Seymour. That's an idea to help him to beat Iota a big cup. Iota in this game with Antoine about time machine. Of course, the time machine on the because nobody knows how nobody's egg things. Yes. But then it comes over here on Valentine's Day when Iota turns the eggs green. And there's nobody at the Valentine party wanted green eggs. But then that's what they come to as Barch. And boy, did Iota make a big mistake there. Because, glory behold, the mountain has that is St. Patrick's Day. And surprisingly, everybody that holiday actually loved how green eggs. So Peter sells the green eggs, and he wins. He beats Iron Tail because that's cheap Easter Bunny. That was something I actually enjoyed. Now, she says, get your green eggs, the green as homemade, and as green as ivy, all the way through. And that, for once, is no fib. And it's really a surprising thing. And it was nice when we get back to helping us in Easter special. Then, in 1977, as Steve Krieger will come back and the Easter Bunny is coming to town, which tells the tales of the Easter Bunny's origins. From his origins, so, yeah. There's also Mad Monsters, which was released in 1972, and it's done. So, yeah. Then in 1970, Rankin that we launched again as an independent production company, and produced another special called The Year Out of Santa Claus. This was narrated by Shirley, which was her final acting credit for her time. And Mickey really returning as Santa Claus. Yes. Which also brought us two of the most iconic characters, the Heat Miser and Snow Miser. They were both voiced by Dick Shawn and George S. Ivy. And the way you see them on screen, they are really comedic. They are really fun. They have their own songs about I'm Mr. White Christmas, I'm Mr. Sun. They both rival as those most iconic yin and yang brother duos ever. Because one likes it cold, the other one likes it hot, and when they constantly find each other, it's just really enjoyable thing to watch. Yeah. You see, Santa wakes up. The point of this is that Santa wakes up with a cold sometime. And he picks Santa, but he really cares about it anymore. So Mrs. Claus decides she wants to bring the spirit of Christmas to everyone to prove that people still care about him. And of course, it leads to one of the. And of course, all the kids want to give Santa a Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. And there's one girl, and it's during the end of the special, there's one girl writes a letter to Santa, tells her how much she misses him, and wants that she would have a blue Christmas. Touched by an outpouring of generosity and appreciation to all the kids all over the world, Santa decides to make his joy outdoor. It still proves that kids still care about Santa Claus. It really is a special and a wonderful time for everyone to enjoy. Now, but what about Rudolph? Does he have any specials? Does he have any specials at all to enjoy? As a matter of fact, it has. In 1976, it was given Rudolph's Shiny New You. This is this, and when I was watching this special, I had to admit, I don't know what to think about this. I mean, I could get the plot of this movie, but it's kind of weird, to say that. But well, I could. You see, Santa gets a note about his friend Final Time, who is voiced by Red Skeleton of all people, having to find the baby before midnight. So he sent Rudolph to find him, but then Rudolph is joined by this military clock called General Tickle, and the great quarter past record, which is a elbow of a clock. What was up? And then chased by Eon, that elbow, and giant watch. Who doesn't want to disintegrate into ice and snow? Oh, no, and so he kidnapped little. And so he's trying to kidnap the baby. So time was stopped and prevent him from his death. And of course, when he gets there, found out he was about a little happy. And the reason the habit is because he has these big double-like ears. And so he runs away to the archipelago of last years. And man, and then Rudolph meets Big Ben, a sperm whale with a clock attached to his tail, to cross the ocean to find him. And along the way he makes friends like a caveman, and Benjamin Franklin, and a knight. And Happy meets the wheel of the three bears. Everyone finds them, and the way to defeat Eon is for Happy to show his leaders, and Eon laughs and I don't know what I watched in that special. It's just the most random special I could ever watch. But that's Rankin Bass. They know how to do it. Then there's Rudolph and Frosty's Christmas in July. This was a crossover special, these two. And it had Oprah Mormon and white buttons, surprisingly. I find this special okay and all, but the one I would double the most out of the special was the villain. The phone. The winter is Winterbolt, again played by Paul Frees, and something about Paul is that he voices a lot of villains in these specials. He wants to make everything right or Christmas. And it comes in the end of the special. He hands them cold trying to attack everyone, but then Lily, voiced by Ethel Mormon, and it says, "This one's all mine." And her daughter Lane says, "But Mama, there's only blanks in those guns." And then Lily says, "Yes, but the guns are made iron." Then she throws them twice to Central, which causes him to turn into a tree. And let me tell you, it goes like this: "But the Central's gone, I'd go too. I turn into a tree." And let me tell you, Landon looks at the way it's acting is kind of a really creepy part of this. I just don't know what it is. But it's really effective. It really is. Yes. And of course, later on, there are many other specials like the first Christmas, the story of the first Christmas snow, narrated by Angela Lansbury, who will later star in another Rankin Bass property, but we'll get to that later. And of course, the last Christmas special stop motion special they did was The Life and Adventures of Santa Claus. It was taken from a Alfred Braun story of the same. In this story, the great Ack summons a council of mortals to bestow upon a dying claws the mantle of immortality. To make his case, the great Act tells Claus's life story from his discovery as about in the magical forest and raising by immortals. For his education of the great and get the harsh realities of the human world and its acceptance of destiny, the struggle, the joy the children's battlefield. Oh, I also want to give points to the Jack Frost special, so narrated by Buddy Hacken as a ground, and I actually like Jack Frost. I think that's okay. It too. So although any other stuff that Rankin Bass did, well, you'll be surprised. You'll be surprised. Because in 1982 they gave us the movie The Last Unicorn. Now this was a kind of special project that Rankin Bass seemed to have. It had Alan Arkin, Jeff Bridges, Mia Farrow, Angela Lansbury, and Christopher. The plot is about a unicorn who, upon learning that she is the last of her species in the world, goes on a quest to find out what has happened to the others of her kind. This is a cult classic, and I haven't watched this movie yet, but I can know that a lot of people didn't enjoy it. So if you did watch this movie, then let me know how good this is, because I want to show that. And then they made an animated version of The Hobbit. This is based from a J.R.R. Tolkien novel of the same name. And I heard that some people liked it and that. And there's also Return of the King. Okay, now fun fact: this is a sequel to the Wabashki movie, The Lord of the Rings. And I watched the Starship Critic review of the Lord of the Rings cartoon, and for what I can gather, it's really okay. Now, I mean, it's Rob Bakshi, and he touches always is interesting. Fun fact: that movie only had 2 points. I mean, there's probably some kind of old, but that's because the studio didn't want Bakshi to do something else. But luckily, they get Bass managed to follow this. So if you wanted to see a full story of a full cartoon version of the trilogy, I definitely recommend the Bakshi, Lord of the Rings, and Return of the King Rankin Bass special. So, just to complete the whole thing and to get a wider. Nice. Then they made some other specials, like in 1982, there was The Flight of Dragons. It was loosely based on the book, but the novel by George R. Dixon. Yeah. That's who was Flight of the Dragons. Now, this was it was released in 1982, and it was loosely combining the spectacle history book of the same name by Peter Dickinson with the novel The Dragon and the George by George R. Dixon. It had John Whittle, James O. Jones, and all that. And then there was Wind in the Willow. Then there was The Wind in the Willow. It was based on the 1908 novel by Keith Graham. And the voice actors they got in here were Charles Nelson Riley, Waddy McDowell, and who else? Paul Frees. Yeah. I don't know why he keeps on comparing this, but apparently a lot in addition to the specials, Rankin Bass made several Winkable television shows. The first one was The King Kong Show in 1966. I hadn't watched it. Then there was The Jackson 5. There was an animated cartoon of The Jackson 5. I don't know about that. Then there was The Osmonds in 1972. So, yeah. But then in 1985, they struck gold in TV with this little jam, Thundercats. Thundercats. No, this was a show that a lot of people, and a lot of people can agree that the animation in the opening was really fantastic, and the animation in the actual show was meh. But still, it had a lot of great characters. It had a lot of great stories. It had a lot of great stuff. It had Lionel, Chitara, all that stuff. Still, I don't know why anyone thinks that Stomp is an annoying character, but who knows, really. This show was great. So much so that in 2011, July 20th, Thundercats was given a reboot. It had an animation combining of Avatar and Korra, which everyone knows about. And the animation was good. Good. And the less I could say about the 2020 remake, the better, because we all know how that show felt and was terrible. No. We were also given shows Silver Hawks and Tiger Shark as part of the series The Comic Strip. And each of these 4 shows were mainly animated by Football Top Enterprise, a specific animation corporation. The production management by Masaki Izuka, just before the studio was bought by Disney and renamed Walt Disney Animation Japan in 1988. Neither one enjoyed the same commercial success as Thundercats did. However, I mean, no one could top Thundercats. But then we went to the demise of this thing. See, they shut down the production company on March 12, 1987. And Arnold J. Rankin Jr. would split his time between New York, where the company still has its offices and its home in Bermuda. And he died in the Hamilton Sound. In 1999, they were joining forces with the creators of the Swan Princess franchise, The King and I. They started treatment by as it was distributed by Warner Bros. The film did well. Let's say, but the film did not do well. I mean, it didn't do well critically or box office-ly, but the songs was still horrible. And in 2001, on Fox, they had the new original Christmas special produced by them called Santa Baby, which, like most of their production companies' other specials, was based on a Christmas song, Santa Baby. It stood out from its predecessors due to the use of African-American characters and voice performers such as Betty LaBelle, the narrator, Oprah Kidd, Jeffrey, and Gregory Hines, Vanessa L. Williams, and Tom Jones. But sadly, it turned out to be the final Rankin Bass produced special since the partnership officially dissolved shortly after, which most of the assets acquired by Warner Bros. Could be the pre-1974 Rankin Bass library is owned by Universal Pictures via DreamWorks Animation's DreamWorks Classics library, while Warner Bros. Owns the rights to the post-1974 library via Telepictures. Universal has also maintained the rights to King Kong Escapes and also currently owns the rights to Willie McBean and His Magic Machine, again via DreamWorks Classics. Studio Canal holds the rights to the films from Rankin Bass that Embassy Pictures distributed, while ITV Studios currently holds the rights to The Last Unicorn and the rights to the 1999 animated film adaptation of The King and I are currently held by Mountain Creek Entertainment. And as for Bass and Rankin, well, they probably just retired or not. The legacy is that well, that's how those. Yes, of course. When everything that's happened, I'm surprised with that. Yes. So, what do I think of Rankin Bass as a whole? I had to say it's really a fantastical company. I mean, just think about it. Everyone still watches these, and I completely see why. Because the way that this company has been giving us all this greatness, all of this lovely specials that we grew up watching, actually, it inspired a lot of people to this very day. Every day. And of course, let's talk about the elephant in the room, Mickey Rooney. he plays the best Santa Claus in animation. I mean, think about it. About it. When Rooney plays Santa, you can tell he has a lot of great feels. He has a lot of depth to it. Giving something that's a calm, cool, and entertaining voice about. So yeah, I know that this review may not be a little messed up or anything, but still, I really think that Rankin Bass still holds a heart for a lot of great animation, stop motion, for everything that is really amazing. Its legacy is an amazing impact. It has given a huge impact to a lot of people. The greatness and all of this creations that it did it's still a wonderful part of everybody's childhood. And Julius Bass, if you'll hear me, I want to thank you and Mr. Rankin Jr. for giving us these great specials, because without you guys, who knows what would happen? Because really Bass, you and Rankin give us the best things that we ever loved, and we want to thank you for everything. And then, happy 60th anniversary to you guys. You made to your company, guys. You guys, we all the best. Yeah. And so, yeah. So that's my whole history of the Rankin company, and I still love watching Rankin basketball. And I know a lot of you do. Yeah. So, happy 60th anniversary, Rankin Bass. 1960, 2020. You're old. I just want to bring this out because, as you know, it's the holidays. I wanted to make my very own Christmas video. Okay, that one. But still, it was anything we could want from Rankin Bass is that the holidays really are a special time. Even when you go through these hard times, you still know that the holidays, there's always something about what these holidays can give. Something that's really enjoyable, something that's really impressive. And Mr. Julius Bass, I want to thank you and all the Rankin Jr. for giving us these really great specials. You guys are the best, and I'm going to say happy 60th anniversary to your company. Rankin Bass, the most craziest animagic company of all time. So yeah, that's how I want this. Now, hope you guys like and subscribe. Make sure you go down to the comments below, and make sure you keep watching my videos, because let me tell you, I need the money for my family or anything. I don't know what, but make sure you go down to the comments, like, subscribe. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you all have a Merry Christmas. I'm Sawtelle, and I'll see you guys next time.